G'day, welcome into Sky Sport and the latest edition of Playmakers. I'm Jeff McTainsh, and just around the corner is the new Australian Basketball League season, and it's a pleasure to be joined on the show by a new signing for the Breakers this year, Tai Webster, who's with us now. G'day, Tai. And I suppose, how's the team settling into Australia? You had to move from Melbourne to Hobart, obviously, due to the COVID precautions, but how's the team settling in ahead of the new season?
Yeah, settling in okay. You know, it's tough to move around so much. You know, guys got families and stuff like that. But yeah, for the most part, we're all good.
Now, you were obviously a development player with the Breakers back in 2012, so it's been a while between drinks for you. How nice to be back in that environment, and I guess around players you know fairly well, including your brother.
Yeah, it's awesome to be back around the boys. You know, grew up watching these guys. You know, like you said, when I was a development player, fortunate enough to be on the team that won one of the titles. So to officially be on the team and get some minutes this year, it's going to be a good change.
Now, we'll rewind the tape shortly for those watching who don't know much about you, but just the last 12 months, Tai, how interesting and I guess strange and different has that been for you as a professional athlete, given what's gone on around the world?
Yeah, it's been crazy. You know, get sent back in the middle of the season last season back to New Zealand, and fortunate enough to have these guys, the Breakers here, to you know pick up the pieces, so to say. But yeah, it's been a crazy ride through this whole COVID thing.
Now, let's go back and look at, I guess, how things started out for you. So, obviously, a lot of players have academies that they go to when they're young men and women around New Zealand. But I guess you had a pretty hard-nosed, hard school of knocks academy at your house with Corey and Tony. So tell us what it was like growing up in the Webster family.
Yeah, I mean, it was just basketball 24/7. That was kind of our thing, you know, the thing we did to spend time together and any settle problems, you know, if there was ever any disputes or anything like that to be had, it was settled on the basketball court, and 9 times out of 10, I was the one taking the L.
I'm sure, though, things changed after playing your dad and Corey one-on-one a few times as the years went on.
Yeah, definitely, you know, start to toughen up a little bit and learn the moves and whatnot, and yeah, over the years, you know, started to get older and could take the knocks a little easier and stuff.
How has that upbringing, do you think, helped you as an athlete now, the environment that you were fostered in as a young man?
Just yeah, it taught me to be tough and just be able to grind, you know, like seeing them go through it, especially, you know, like my brother having to go off to the States and stuff for his short time, but you know, just seeing him follow his dreams and stuff like that, it was like inspirational for me to go and follow mine.
2012 was a big year for you. Obviously, you won the title with Auckland in the local NBL. You went on to be a development player with the Breakers, and then you made your Tall Blacks debut as well. How big was that season 8 years ago for you and really launching your basketball career?
It was huge for me. It kind of just made me realize that it was possible and that I was on the right path, and all the work that I was putting in was kind of paying off, and it was exciting. It was an exciting time, you know. It was all these doors were opening up for me, and it was just awesome to be a part of it. It felt like everything was going right for me at that time.
Now, you obviously went on to play some college basketball. Nebraska, I understand it wasn't a place you'd actually heard of or seen on the map before you decided to sign and go there.
Yeah, I never heard of Nebraska before I went there, but they showed me real quick where it was, and right dead center in the middle of the United States.
How important is that to have had that experience for you as a young man, to go somewhere that was, I guess, completely different to anything you'd experienced elsewhere in New Zealand, and really just be thrown straight in the cauldron with new teammates, new environment, new city? When you put all of that together, how challenging and exciting was that for you as a person?
It was huge, you know, especially for my development and stuff. It was probably the toughest time of my life, you know, to be away from family and just focus on basketball. But I mean, obviously you got school and stuff as well, but it was tough, man. It just taught me how to grind and, how to be alone and, and just focus on, on chasing your dreams and stuff like that.
Obviously,
It
we
was
talked.
huge. It was monumental for my development.
Absolutely. Obviously, we talked about that upbringing you had with your brother and dad, and the one-on-one, and then your time at Westlake Boys on the shore, I suppose, as well, was another factor. But how different was the basketball when you started playing college in the US in terms of that step up from what you'd been involved in New Zealand?
Yeah, it was a completely different game over there. It relies a lot more on athleticism and stuff like that. The game's played at a completely different speed, and it was a tough adjustment period for me. I struggled for a long time, but still, showed flashes in my second year and in my third, and by my third and fourth year, I was kind of starting really to get a grasp of it.
Obviously, the NBA is something that everyone aspires to when they play basketball, or the WNBA for young women. But for you, when you were over there playing college ball, you got the chance in the NBA draft of 2017. What was sort of going through your mind at that point, Tai? Was it, were you fairly happy-go-lucky with it? Whether or not you made it or not, you could go to Europe. What was sort of going through your head at that point in your career?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really have high expectations or anything like that. I was just kind of living for the moment. It was a whole experience to be able to go through that and go work out for NBA teams and stuff like that, and just be in that system was, something that a lot of guys, especially from New Zealand, don't really get to be a part of. So I was part of a special group to be even considering that type of thing. But I mean, I always knew that Europe was in the back pocket for me, and I would be able to get over there and start my professional career for sure.
Obviously, it's the shopfront window, the NBA, in terms of what a lot of people here in New Zealand watch, and obviously around the world. But going through that experience and I guess playing alongside players who would have gone on to make the NBA, different coaches would have given you different feedback. How was the whole college experience for you going forward? What did you take out of that, do you think, that has made you the player you are now, obviously playing professionally in Europe and now here in New Zealand and Australia?
Just the hard work, I think. College is not a joke. It's 24/7 grind, with class and practice and stuff. They really run you down, and I think it just taught me to be tough. That was the main thing I took away from it. It was easy to, be a professional when you didn't have to worry about stuff like school and, social aspects and stuff like that. It's just basketball now.
What did you take out of what your brother had done abroad and trialling out for different things in different leagues, and also your father? What sort of advice did they give you? How much advice did they give you, or was it a case of you going over there and kind of exploring it for yourself?
Yeah, a little bit of both. Obviously they had a bit of experience themselves through it, but they just kind of just told me to just leave it all out there. Give it everything I got. Don't be shy. Ask questions, soak up the experience, and I think I did a good job of that.
Just on Corey, we'll get back to your story in a second, but how's his hand? And has he attempted to make any more guacamole, or has that been well and truly put to bed by Dan?
No. No more guacamoles for old Corey. He had a checkup the other day, actually. I think it's healing all good, and he's on track to be back.
Has he got a new nickname on the court now? Is it Guac or whatever? Changed around.
He gets a little sensitive about the guacamoles if you get on him like that.
Fair enough. Well, when do you think we'll see him in action? Will it be a few weeks, do you think?
Yeah, I think February, I think.
Okay. Now, obviously, you went through college, then you got your first crack, I suppose, professionally over in Europe. Germany, and then the step to Turkey. Now, we've seen crowds in New Zealand and how the fans are here and on the Australian NBL and other leagues around the world, but I just get the sense, watching some of that basketball in Europe, that it is just crazy in every sense of the word.
Yeah, Germany wasn't too crazy, but Turkey was a different world. Man, like, they live and die by their sports over there. Like, literally, people are dying and stuff in the crowd just because they're getting trampled and stuff because they're so excited that their teams are winning and stuff like that. It's a whole different world over there with the sports.
So it's just the passion of the crowd and the sheer numbers is what you think is the difference?
Yeah, definitely. The passion is on a whole nother level.
And when you're over there as a Galatasaray player, do you? I mean, is it obviously different sports? A lot of soccer followers, football followers in Turkey as well, and other sports. Is one of those things you walk down the street in Istanbul and you're noticed? Is it to that extent?
Yeah, definitely. Especially because Galatasaray's millions of fans, and in Istanbul they're all either for Galatasaray or against it. And so even the people that are not Galatasaray fans can just know who you are, and might shoot you a look or whatever, flip you off or something.
Yeah. I'm intrigued to know, Tai. Obviously, we see a lot of what Steven Adams is doing in the NBA and the sort of the off-the-cuff kind of Kiwi humour that he brings to his media conferences, and that's well received. Did you sort of get a similar vibe in Europe with being a Kiwi playing ball over there and kind of being aware that you're also representing New Zealand at the same time and wanting to put your best foot forward in that respect?
Yeah, definitely. They always kind of want me to show off that old Kiwi charisma and all of that.
A few one-liners.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Drop a haka or something,
Yeah, exactly. They love it. The ball you played in Turkey, how do you think your game has developed from that time playing in the EuroLeagues?
Yeah, Europe was huge for me again as well because different style over there as well, and it's a lot more technical and stuff like that. So it was a whole nother game to learn, like a lot more details and stuff like that. And like being back here with Dan, Dan Shamir coached a long time in Europe, and it's giving me real flashbacks of playing in Europe.
Yeah, obviously he's had a lot of experience there, and for your own as well, Tai. Like, have you found it easy as a player going from different teams, different leagues, different environments? Now that you've had that experience, is it easy for you to go into a new team environment like this Breakers setup and just click with what they want to
do? It's pretty daunting, to be on new teams and stuff, especially when you're bouncing around in Europe. But to come back to the Breakers was something different, because this is home. These are guys that I've played with for a long time with the Tall Blacks and stuff like that. So this is a rare situation, and I'm just fortunate to be in it because and it was an easy click to come back and play with these guys.
So what is it? Obviously, I've read Dan's comments in the newspaper saying that you were kind of the missing piece of the puzzle in a way, and they want to obviously shape a lot of the play around you. Do you have an idea about the way you want to play this year and the sort of style of ball that you want to play on the floor with the Breakers?
Yeah, I just want to, be the best point guard that I can. And I got the ball in my hands a lot, so just want to control the team, be a good leader, make right decisions, and just make plays for us to win games.
What do you think the most challenging part of this tournament's going to be, given the fact that we've had on all these disruptions, what we've seen over the last 12 months in the sporting world? I guess how unique and how challenging is this particular version of the ANBL going to be?
Yeah, this is like, to my knowledge, this is nothing that's ever had to be done before. So I mean, it's obviously uncharted territory, and it's going to be a challenge for us. A lot of guys are, to be honest, pissed off that we have to be moving around this much and all the restrictions and stuff like that. It's it weighs on us. Everyone a professional at the end of the day and is going to do the right thing. But I mean, it's definitely going to be a challenge for us.
We saw last year with the Warriors in rugby league and also the Wellington Phoenix in football having to do a similar thing and go and play the tournaments in Australia. Do you think that this situation, you talked about guys being a bit upset with how things are going down, but when you hit the floor and you guys are ready to go, do you think this whole thing's going to galvanise you as a team?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's only going to bring us together more, to have to go through this kind of situation. It's not ideal, conditions and stuff like that, but we all got to, make sacrifices and come together for the greater of the team so we can win that championship.
Give us a sense, mate, of what's going on behind closed doors. I see Skips in the background there. Who's on laundry duty? Who's got the best games room? Yeah. Who's the best card player?
Oh, cards, that's me, for sure. Uno, last card, snap. That's all me. Laundry duties, that's the young boys. Tane Murray, Isaac Davidson.
Yeah,
and then the dirty socks and stuff after practice,
Yeah, yeah. Who thinks I'm interested to know, who thinks they're the best practical joker in the team? Who likes a laugh?
Practical joker?
Yeah. Like who would steal your basketball shorts before you played?
Ooh.
Is it your brother?
Oh, Corey, yeah. Corey does a couple of jokes or two up his sleeves. Yeah, I don't know, actually. That's a good question. Maybe Weeksy. Weeksy, little sneaky little weasel.
Now, I'm interested to know your thoughts. Obviously, you did talk about Dan as a coach and his experience that he brings to the team. Out of people that have coached you, how are you gelling with Dan's style and what he's wanting to do?
Yeah, I like Dan a lot. Like I said before, puts a lot of pressure, so to speak. But it's the pressure the kind of pressure that you want, being the starting point guard on a team. It's a lot of onus and the style of play we kind of play is real strict, but it's in a sense that everyone's kind of doing what they're good at. So it's only putting us in position to thrive.
No, really looking to see how you guys play and the style, especially with you there, Tai. I did notice as well that you'd kind of, you didn't really throw a challenge out to these guys, but you did say in one article I read that, you're ready for anybody on the other side of the floor come game day. So you're excited about I guess, the skill level of some of these guys in the NBL. I mean, we've seen some pretty high-profile players come down to this part of the world over the last few years. It's a pretty strong tournament.
Yeah, and they took these guys up. These guys are phenomenal players, and I can't wait to see how just phenomenal these guys are.
Hey, what is it? Do you think about this Breakers team, Tai? I know you're yet to play a game yet in the competition, but early doors. But what do you think it is about the group you're involved with that that we could see eventually win another championship?
Yeah, just the familiarity of everyone, and guys that we've been around for a long time, that we play on other teams like the Tall Blacks with, and we've got some phenomenal pieces with, Colton Iverson and Lamar Patterson, who's proved over the last 2 seasons that he's one of the best players, if not the best player in the NBL. So I mean, we've got all the right pieces, and it's just a matter of us, putting those pieces together on the court, gelling, and coming together and win that championship.
And so the plan for you, Tai, is to head back to Europe. I mean, I suppose it's a moving board game at the moment. No one really knows what's going to happen a few months down the track. But what's your loose plan?
I'm not too really worried about that. I'm just focused on the season right here at the moment. I want to do everything we can and put all my focus in winning this championship here with the Breakers.
And if you could play a game, I suppose, in 5 minutes' time, you would. You must be itching to strap up the boots and get out there and jam.
Oh, mate, I can't wait to get out there. They keep on pushing the dates back every day, it seems like, and it's just making me more anxious and more anxious.
They must be pretty fueled training sessions with the boys.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Temperatures are rising.
Hey, well, Tai Webster, thank you very much indeed for your time. Look, we're intrigued by the new season just around the corner. Can't wait to see you play. And thanks again for joining us here on Sky Sport.
For sure. Thanks for having me.
Cheers. So So there he is, Tai Webster out of the New Zealand Breakers. Of course, you can catch the season live and exclusive from next week here on Sky Sport. That is the latest edition of Playmakers. I'm Jeff McTainsh. Goodbye.